Welcome to another episode of Italo's Black Dot Radio. This is your host, Italo, and I'm here by the beach. I think that's where the shark comes out of the water in Jaws. For those that have seen Jaws, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, we are here today by the beach with the seagulls and the waves and nature sounds and whales and all these different creatures, because we're gonna be going underwater. We're gonna go scuba diving at night. How scary is that, you ask? Well, if you know the story of Poseidon and how the kraken came up to be, you know what's coming up, right? So, but here's the kicker. You will not be hearing my voice. No. It's the voice of Shy Cole, who I met on TikTok. I think he did quite amazing, if you ask me. And so, without further ado, I'll give you Poseidon and His Monsters. And before I forget, I'd like to thank Shy Cole once again for recording this amazing track. And if you are curious as to how this all came to be, you will need to start. If you are not already in a playlist, you may want to start with the first video, which is Sue's opus until now. So that this is basically a series of different mythological Greek mythology, gods, goddesses, and creatures, and all this stuff. So anyhow, that's all I wanted to say. And now we go on with the show. Once again, I'll give you Shy Cole as
Poseidon.
Is there such a thing as having too much power? Making decisions with emotions like waves in the ocean. Having the power to conjure up sea monsters that take many shapes and forms? These are the thoughts plaguing my mind. Laying down here on the seabed, observing all the creatures that swim from all corners of the planet to pay tribute to Poseidon, ruler of the oceans and seas. Water can be so soothing and healing, like water running down the stream into a waterfall, or powerful and destructive as a tsunami that threatens to swipe them all. I wanted to be in charge of the skies, except that you, Brother Zeus, won that match fair and square. You ascended as the god of the sky and thunder. And I inherited the 5 oceans and the 7 seas. There's much, brother. Then there's Brother Hades, ruler of the underworld and what's beneath. I never envied Hades. Look at how hard he had to fight. He had to compromise to have Persephone to sit by his side every winter. It takes maturity and self-control. It takes rising over your emotions and not letting them take their toll. I wish I could have behaved in such a way. Instead, I lost control. I was more driven by jealousy, anger, frustration, and greed. I'm sure you would agree. I'm writing to you, brother. Never did I mean to hurt you. Sitting at the bottom of the ocean, down here, you hear nothing, only your own thoughts, drowning in my sorrow, drowning in my pain and in my regrets. Never wanted to take your righteous place. After all, if it wasn't for you, I'd still be in the bowels of my father. Kronos had no mercy. Maybe I inherited that trait. You came to rescue me from a heartless and tyrannical god, a cannibal that I called Dad. I didn't want to grow up like that, yet here I am, reflecting on the ripples on the sand, surrounded by coral reefs, great white sharks, and gray whales, wondering how I got this way. We all desire what we don't have. Guess that I desired all that you got. Zeus, god of sky and thunder, surrounded by the gods up in Olympus, surrounded by beautiful goddesses. No lie, I was envious. My jealousy was such that spawned a despicable monster with tentacles, horns, and multiple heads, hideous to look at, hideous as my jealousy. Born from rage and discomfort, born from insecurities and ego, born from passions and libido. Never proud of what I've done. To cause such chaos and destruction over a stupid remark, I just felt attacked. I wanted Andromeda to pay the price. I decided she had to be sacrificed. She was to die on those rocks, and that would suffice. I released the Kraken with a terrible sight. Let its tentacles wrap her up, I thought, and tear her up to pieces for all to see, because nobody messes with Poseidon, ruler of the 5 oceans and the 7 seas. Till Perseus came along, held Medusa's severed head up and turned the Kraken to stone. I was secretly glad he did, because I, as its creator, didn't have the guts. I watched your son Perseus take care of what I wouldn't take care of myself. Only problem is, I still have rage, resentment, and pain. I still produce krakens almost every day. I filled the waters with sea monsters, blue and gray. I can't help it. It's in my nature in a way. I'm my father's son. Can't change my ways. Cronus ate me alive, fearing I'd take his throne away. He never wanted me, anyway. I thank you, Brother Zeus. I understand what you must be going through. No one understands pain like gods do, and that's the truth. Gods suffer pain and abandonment too. Nobody told me about boundaries. As you can see, there are none in the oceans. No borders, no nations, just ocean. That's the way it should always be. I didn't know of boundaries, and I didn't understand I crossed yours. Especially with Athena and her temple. Your pride and joy, so young and beautiful in my eyes, so smart and pure at heart. I lusted over her, but I could never touch her. I knew you wouldn't approve. So I took my frustration out on Medusa, her most beautiful mistress inside her temple. And we see how that turned out. I'd never forgave myself after Athena punished her, but in reality, she punished me, turning her into a Gorgon monster since she couldn't turn me, for I'm God, and gods are untouchable. And a tad entitled, perhaps. I'm sorry for the mortals too, seeing how they look up to the gods as if we weren't flawed, wishing they'd be like us. If only they'd knew. If only they knew how much pain and hurt we've caused. If only they knew we're broken and hollow inside. Sometimes I wished I wasn't a god. Trade my gills and fins for flesh and blood. I wished my mistakes didn't have epic consequences. Such an odyssey, as Homer would have said. Just writing about this produced another kraken with 20 heads. I don't want to hurt anymore. I'm ready to lay down on the seabed. Let these mermaids take care of this old monster I've become. Ready for the oceans and seas to stop destroying cities, claiming innocent mortal while spinning into whirlpools, sinking fishing ships. Even though I'm still mad, how they exploit my creation, poisoning my waters and my oceans. I watch men defying nature, claiming they're gods themselves, till I sink their ships. As they hang on and scream and let the sharks take care of them. I want to make peace with you, Zeus, my dear brother. I miss you down here, in the depths of these dark waters. I miss our talks up in Olympus, old tales of when we walked proud and were victorious. Hope this letter finds you well. I'll attach it to this beautiful well. Such magnificent creature, isn't it? My killer well. I hope you can forgive, brother. Poseidon, ruler of the 5 oceans and the 7 seas, always wishing you well. P.S. The sound of the waves are soothing. I enjoy hearing them crash. I never knew that writing this letter would make me feel much better. The storm has passed.